Sure, people love me, okay? So whenever I would complain that he didn't take the trash out or something like that, he'd come and say, people at work love me. And it's evident today by all of you coming, so thank you so much. As we all know, Dan was a beautiful soul, very wonderful person, great father, great brother, son, amazing partner. I have been with Dan myself for 25 years. Um,
It's all right. Take your time, sis.
we all love him dearly, and we miss him. So I want to thank you all for coming today. And now Dan was a notorious practical joker. So I know some of you here are to celebrate him, but for those who were victim of his jokes, you happen to be here for revenge. Hold your revenge to the end of the ceremony. So with that, we'll get started. So I would love today in the ceremony, I've left a huge space for people to be able to share stories about him and just talk about him because he's a great guy. We all, every time I walk around, everybody tells me how wonderful he is, and we know how wonderful he is. I didn't plan on opening like this, but I just want to say he has been such a great partner to me, and I mean, I haven't had a better tribute in my life than Dan. And all the success that I've had and what I've been able to do in my life is because of Dan, because he's such a supportive partner. You need a person like that when you're a working mom and you're trying to have a strong career, and you need a guy who is confident and is secure in his manhood and just wants to champion everything that you're doing
Yes.
and helping you build something beautiful and a wonderful life and wonderful kids. So I just want to thank everyone so much for coming out and loving Dan the way that we love Dan. And thank you very much.
Yes. Yes.
Now we're going to take a moment of silence to thank you. Okay, we want to share a musical selection. As some of you may know, Dan was a guitarist, and so we feel it's only befitting that we have a guitarist here today. Thank you.
Every time you go, give a hug.
Dan Philip Bowser. Dan Bowser was born in Detroit, Michigan on December 17, 1973, to Jeanette and Alfonso Bowser. Fascinated by all things related to entertainment, Dan grew up with 4 wonderful siblings who he credits with developing his sense of humor and drama. After graduating from Cass Technical High School, he attended Clark Atlanta University. During an undergrad summer, he met the woman who would later become his wife, Tynesha Williams, at the happiest place on earth, Kmart. Dan graduated from Clark Atlanta with a BA in criminal justice and later attended Michigan State University College of Law, where he received his JD. Dan would want you to know that he passed the Illinois State Bar on the first try.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Dan and Tynesha moved to Chicago and were married in 2001. Dan was profoundly moved by the Million Man March and decided to name his firstborn, a son, after a young orator who spoke there. And that is Allende Bowser's origin story. After relocating to California, Dan began a 12-year career at SAG-AFTRA, where he combined 2 of his favorite things, television and law. He was living his best life, sunshine, postcard, perfect views, Sunday hikes, bike rides, and the beach. Dan loved the water and spent a lot of time by the ocean. As a true art lover, his lunch hour was a great time to visit a museum. On occasion, he would also rock his own personal Andy Warhol wig. And those of us who work with him can attest to this. To the dismay of Santa Monicans, Dan would ride his bike every Sunday morning, blasting classic jazz and 90s hip-hop music. Dan was an avid reader and history buff. He was also self-proclaimed king of trivia. Important info or not, he was the one you wanted on your team for any game that put knowledge to the test. He freely gave words of encouragement, sent thoughtful gifts, and startled people with his sudden rambunctious laugh. In 2010, Dan and Tynesha welcomed twin daughters, Zoa and Zaria Bowser. Zoa preceded him in death. He loved being a dad. He volunteered at schools, coached sports, and sewed name patches at Ghostbuster Halloween costumes. His children were his pride and joy. Quick-witted and always good for an off-color joke, Dan filled his home with laughter and could always find the humor in any situation. He prepared family dinners, and they were always lively, joyous occasions. If you've enjoyed potty humor from his daughter, or observational dry humor from his son, you can thank Dan. Dan and Tynesha were married for 19 years. They enjoyed discussing film, television, and politics. He was always willing to provide Tynesha with leadership and guidance. Or so he would say, just to make his wife practically levitate with annoyance. He indeed was her greatest support. Even after his passing, Tynesha discovered Dan's careful planning for her birthday in May, events chosen and tickets purchased. They were best friends. On March 27, 2019, Dan suffered a heart attack due to a pulmonary embolism and transitioned due to complications on April 3rd. He will be missed. We are lucky to have crossed paths, if only for a brief time. He leaves beautiful memories with his mother, Jeanette, father-in-law, Floyd, wife Tynesha, son Allende, and daughter Zaria, sisters Sherry and Monique, brothers Greg and Kenneth, nieces and nephew Brianna, Brian, Gabrielle, London, and a host of other relatives and loved ones.
Now I would like to ask Taja to come and share Dan's favorite poem, If.
If you can walk, if you can walk with crowds and keep your virtues, or walk with kings, nor have the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. If you can feel the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
Okay, so we're going to have a brief video presentation. When we were planning this ceremony, we tried to think of what was very Dan-like, right? So Dan loves comic books. Dan loves television. Anybody that knows Dan knows that he stays up all night and binges shows in one sitting. Downton Abbey, anything. He watches everything. The Crown, any show, Dan's seen it. And so as I was making this video presentation, I wanted to put together something that was very Dan. While I was showing you guys slideshows of Dan, so you can see when he was little and all that cute stuff,
I wanted to make sure it was wrapped in something that was very Dan. So with that being said, I'll do the presentation.